This episode of the New Hampshire Business Show is sponsored by Everlasting Capital. If you're a small business and you need money and a bank won't give it to you, Everlasting Capital is here to help. In as quickly as a couple of days, you can have the funding your business needs for new equipment or anything else you're going to need the capital for. So submit your application today and see how they can help you out. Hello everyone and welcome back to the New Hampshire Business Show. My name is Chris Pastrana and today we're here again with Elaine Saunders of Dynamic Introductions. How's it going?
It's going very well. How's it going by you?
I am doing fantastic. So for those who maybe didn't listen to the last one or don't know who you are, give us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, Chris, I am a living, breathing matchmaker, thriving in Nashua, New Hampshire, helping singles meet, taking the crazy out of dating by introducing them to other singles who are seeking relationships for love and romance, companionship, and the like. I run singles events and things of that nature. I've had people get married. I have people who live together. I have people who date. I have people who just have made a lot of good friendships and connections that way. So it's kind of like networking for singles, and you never know who you're going to meet. That's what I do. My name's Elaine, and I'm the matchmaker at Dynamic Introductions.
So it's pretty good. Now, timing worked out pretty good for this interview because tomorrow, or today when you're actually listening to this, is Valentine's Day.
No way! You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah. So
great
timing, and it's kind of one of those days of the year where it's kind of being shoved in your face, whether you're dating somebody or not.
Scrambling to buy chocolate, buying up the roses, go figure.
Yeah. And people are like, it's like that day where it's socially acceptable to judge you. Be like, oh, you don't have anyone today? I bet that sucks.
I think it's a little silly, but so yeah, I'm having a big party Friday for anybody who's going to be drinking themselves silly because they don't have anybody tomorrow. Friday, you can come to my hangover party. It's called the Valentines Day Hangover Party. It's going to be at Friday evening at Margarita's in Nashua. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Fun.
Now, actually, kind of a good question. Do you get a lot of business leading up to Valentine's Day? You know, people who are worried about or stressing over the fact they don't have anyone?
I think people, business is pretty consistent all year. I mean, people, if they're coming out of a relationship, they are, people come of age, they get divorced, people pass away, become single through all those different avenues at any given time throughout the year. I think, there is a little bit of an amp up to the the holiday seasons. People do get a little extra anxious, but I try not to really, maybe I should take advantage more, but I just don't. I feel like there's something to that. It just rubs me the wrong way. I really feel that, and the one thing I tell men, like a month before Valentine's Day, if they are dating someone, I'm like, buy the flowers today. Don't buy them next month. That's ridiculous. Buy the flowers now. Don't wait until Valentine's Day to buy flowers. It's, when they're obligatory, when you're obliged. But I guess, I do get a little uptick, but I try not to buy into it myself. I just think it should be every day. I'm a kind of hopeless romantic like that. I think love should be every day, every single solitary day, morning, noon, and night. Shouldn't have to, throw it in somebody's face at CVS when you're walking down the aisle to buy into the hype. It should be hyped up every day.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of one of those things where I think religion's kind of the same way. You can go to church on Sunday but just ignore it the rest of the week type deal.
Yeah, or they call it Creasters for those who go on Christmas and Easter.
Okay.
Where is everybody? Yeah, where is everybody every other day of the year?
Huh, that's interesting. So let's get into this since you're a matchmaker. For people who are, let's say they're trying to find somebody, what are some things they should be doing? Because I know I think we got into this a little bit last time, but there's always new, fresh ideas out there, and
Okay. Well, I think that a lot of people, I think that, they just kind of like, just to be open-minded to meet people and get to know them and not be like zeroing in on the fluttering of the heart, the love at first sight, the weakening of the knees. I think people are sorely missing the mark when they are either dating, whether it be online dating or meeting somebody face to face at a party. If they're not going weak-kneed at first sight, they dismiss somebody really, really fast, and they have no interest in getting to know them. And the truth is, most people that are coupled up, if you were to ask them, most of them didn't really fall. A lot of them didn't fall for each other at first sight. There was like what they call an exposure effect of somebody that you got to know over time, repetitively, not really looking at them romantically at first, but kind of getting to know piece by piece, little by little, and just somebody eventually kind of growing on you in a way. If that sounds, sounds weird, like a fungus, right?
Let's not.
But in a good way, a good fungus.
Yeah, let's not equate those two things together. It's probably not a good way to look at relationships.
Yeah, well, it's just that people expect to see fireworks and but if there's even like a remote, as long as you're not repulsed by somebody, if you're just okay with somebody, why not get to know them on a friendly basis? Just why not? There's nobody in the wings at the moment. Why not get to know them better, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I guess that's a really good point because that's kind of how it was for my wife and I, where we weren't like that when we first got to know each other. We were
Can I
just kind
ask
of
how you
friends
met?
for a while.
Yeah. Can I ask how you met each other? Is that too personal?
No, blind date.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So two friends put you together?
Yeah, it was a blind date that didn't really go anywhere at first. We were kind of friends, and then later on down the road, um, we kind of just started hanging out and then just started dating. So,
Yep.
4 kids later, we're doing pretty well.
It's weird, but I think back to some, like, even platonic friends I have that when I first met them, they might have even rubbed me the wrong way, and I was like, ugh, this person, I didn't particularly care for them because they just struck me odd, or just kind of, they said something maybe I didn't agree with, like right off the bat. And then I get to see them in action socially and got to know them better. And all of a sudden I found them kind of like getting them and understanding them, and just kind of, they just seem to be more and more appealing as a person. And now I'm like really close friends with them, so like anything for that matter, like even you have a taste in like some certain foods. The first time you taste it, you kind of go, ugh, and but if you kind of taste it a few times, you like kind of, it starts to appeal to you. And I think the same thing goes with people, and that can go for romance as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's, so I think people are missing the boat, and they're just, they're in swipe life, swipe mode. They're swiping left really fast.
Yeah,
Everything fast, swipe right, swipe left, swipe right. And then once they've swiped right, they're chatting with somebody, but they're quick to swipe right on somebody else. Just keep swiping because there's more out there. Let's just keep going with this. They don't take a breath to really get to know or cultivate anything with anybody. And
yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one.
that's kind of sad.
Yeah, technology is interesting. It completely changes how the world functions in a way in the last 100 years. And relationships are drastically affected by this. So that's very interesting, where everyone wants to make relationships easier or at least finding one.
You never get to the depth. You never get to experience the depth of what we were really created to experience in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, because like you said, swiping left or right is very different than sitting down, like out to drinks, talking to someone face to face. Very different experiences.
Right. And then you have drinks with somebody, and then the next thing you know, you're having drinks with somebody else, and 3 nights later, you're having drinks with somebody else, and
Yeah.
another 3 weeks, you're having drinks with somebody else. It's just, Wouldn't it be nice to have, drinks with somebody you had drinks with 30 years ago, and now you're still having drinks with the same person? And I don't know, just something about consistency and having a history with somebody other than a 2 week, 3 week history with them. I don't know, just nostalgia. Somebody you can't, you're not building any nostalgia with somebody that you just swiped with 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I definitely understand. So we're rolling up on, well, we're supposed to be coming into spring here shortly, but you can never tell in New Hampshire with all the snow. But
I was shoveling this morning. I wasn't seeing any spring on my
yeah,
doorstep. That's for sure.
but so this is kind of that season where, like I said, you have Valentine's Day, and then you roll into the spring season, and then it becomes summer. So you have that pool season starting to kick off. And what are your views on dating this time of the year? Because I know last time we spoke, it was more fall. So that changes things a little bit. And then, here comes summer, where everyone's super conscious of themselves.
Well, I think at a certain point, people are either health conscious or they're not. I mean, some people are going to be year-round health conscious, or they're just, health conscious for the season, and then they just fall off the wagon again, I guess. So, and birds of a feather kind of flock together, and then you have people that are just, this is what they're attracted to. They're not going to date or go out with anybody who's, weighs more than 2 ounces above, what's considered normal in their head. So, but that's what makes the world go round. Everybody has a type and their own, what they're attracted to, and their comfort level and fitness level, and it's just different strokes for different folks. That's what makes the world go round. If we were all the same, it would be a boring place. So I tell people, you can't really. I don't berate anybody for what their preferences are. I just have a problem with somebody who's very conscientious about somebody else's health and wellness when they're not really paying any attention to their own. That's kind of like a pet peeve of mine. And I come across that a lot as a matchmaker. They're looking for somebody who's, they're looking for somebody who's a 10, but they're lucky to make it to a 3 on the scale of fitness or attractiveness, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely get it.
Yeah, that's my, that comes across my desk pretty often, and it's like I said, it's a frustration, and it's pretty common with men and women too. It's not just a gender, it's not a gender thing. It's in both directions.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you that.
It's a hard conversation for me to have with anybody.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you that because I hear it all the time online, where it's typically men saying this about women, but I know it's probably the way around too. Do you see it more often with one or the other? But you said it was kind of common.
It's out there. It's just out there, and it's just probably never going to change. I mean, if someone's just really stuck on finding their number 10, they want their 10. I mean, this is a sad story, but I remember when I first opened my practice 8 years ago, somebody I interviewed who is still kind of runs in the crowd that I run in, I've made friends and, socially kind of see some of the same faces over and over again. And, a lot of people are in relationships that I met, and I've helped them meet people, and they found people on their own. But there's somebody that it's really, really striking to me that when I met this person and we had a conversation about possibly working together and possibly helping this gentleman find somebody to spend his life with, or, at least initially, obviously start dating in general. And his requirements for dating was somebody that was absolutely a 10 in looks and absolutely physically fit, thin, active. And the person I was looking at was quite the opposite, in my opinion, looks wise, maybe a 5 or less, like super average or whatever, just not movie star gorgeous, just average. He wasn't bad looking, he just wasn't super good looking. But the fitness level was like totally not good. I mean, obviously overweight, blatantly overweight, certainly had to be someone who overate and was inactive. And I called him on it, and I said, how do you expect to attract someone that's super fit and active when you're not? And his response was that once he found his super fit person, that she was going to whip him into shape. She was going to show him how to eat well and drag him to the gym. And I pointed out to him, women who, fight for their fitness aren't generally out looking for a guy to drag along to the gym with them. They want somebody who's already at the gym. But he was insistent that he was going to meet somebody who was, model gorgeous and who would help him in his, his weight loss struggle. And sure enough, I'm talking 8 years later, 9 years later going on, nothing's changed. He hasn't had a girlfriend. He has not had a girlfriend. He might have gone on a few dates, but I don't even think much of that because the person he's looking for really doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So what he checked.
It's a real, it's a real diamond in the rough type thing where,
well, where are you going to find that?
Yeah, he really wants someone that wants to completely overhaul their partner, and I don't think you're actually going to find someone that wants to put that much work in.
Right. And he's not a broke guy, so like someone pointed out to me, if he has enough money, but still, even so,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what are you looking for? A partner or an arrangement? I don't.
Do you want a partner or a personal trainer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
these are the things that, when you ask that question as far as the spring is here, getting in shape, how does that look? How does it affect dating?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good input there. Because I know that's something that comes up a lot, especially with, I guess, people who are single is worried about their looks. That's naturally going to come up. Confidence becomes an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Communication skills. Because like I said, back to kind of what we were talking about with the technology, swiping left and right makes it very easy to accept being shot down because you don't have to see it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can be model gorgeous, but you get just swiped away anyway, because there's someone just as pretty on the next swipe. So it's a tough road out there. It's a tough road for anyone.
Yeah. So
the good news is there's good people. You just have to be really persistent in your search.
Yep. Or have someone help you.
Exactly. And it is, and with me, I call it's a team effort,
Absolutely. So people that want to learn a little more about you, maybe take part in your services and some of your events that you have coming up, how do they get a hold of you? They
would call me first and foremost on my cell or text me at 603-262-1560. That's 603-262-1560. I have a website, which is www.dynamicintroductions.com. I do have a Facebook presence, Dynamic Introductions, and I have a meetup on meetup.com. Dynamic Introductions has a 1,400 or over 1,400 members, single in the area of Nashua and beyond, in the Merrimack Valley of New Hampshire and Massachusetts. We've had, in the last 8 years, over 1,000 events for singles, things like hiking and biking and skating and movies and theater and music and dancing and speed dating. And I have a party this Friday, I think I might have already mentioned, for Valentines Day for an event that should be lots of fun at Margaritas in Nashua. And that's it. I'm pretty easy to find. If you Google Matchmaker, New Hampshire, you're bound to see me there.
Outstanding. Awesome.
Yeah, there you go, Chris.
Cool. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I have an office on Amherst Street, centrally located in beautiful North Nashua.
Outstanding. Well, like I said, if anyone you need help finding someone, Elaine's your girl.
Yeah. Well, most people can find someone, but it's about finding the right person who won't drive you nuts.
Well, I guess the most tolerable amount of nuts.
Huh?
Is it the most tolerable level of nuts?
Well, let's put it this way. It's a job. I mean, people, if who are single or looking, they will tell you it is quite an effort just to find people to date, Yeah,
definitely.
So it depends on how much time you have on your hands and how much patience. So
That's awesome.
Have
Okay.
neither time nor patience, give Lainey a call.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, well, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, Chris, thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. And thank you all for listening. Hope everyone has a great day. Be good, and I'll talk to you next time.